Hey guys, back with Octavia here and welcome to my first big Warframe video of 2021. In this video I'm going to go through my top 5 favourite Warframes at the start of 2021. Just before going to the video any further, if you do have any interest in watching live streams of me play this game or other games for that matter, you can visit me at Twitch at twitch.tv/backukaido123 and I'll see you over there. Now, seeing as I play on console, I currently cannot take into account Lavos for this, so we're just going to keep in mind that that Lavos already cannot be one of the Warframes. Yeah. Once Lavos comes out, if I do feel he is worthy of a spot on this list, then I'll make a separate video on Lavos. I might make a video on him anyway. But yeah, if I do feel he's worthy of a spot on this list, then I will point out. Oh, and 2 things to point out before we start this list. Number 1, I think that the fan is silent in the room now, so you shouldn't hear it throughout the video. But number 2, this is my personal list. Your choices may differ. Shut up, artists. Yeah. Your choices may differ from something I put on here. Your number 1 Warframe might be the Warframe I hate the most. My most liked Warframe might be the Warframe you hate the most. We're all entitled to an opinion. I just wanted to make a video showing my personal top 5 frames. Anyway, without any further ado, let's get into the list. Okay, so the first Warframe coming into the relay. Yeah, I'm doing this intro thing again. But yeah, first Warframe coming in, and number 5 is Nova. Well, here she is, Nova, our number 5 spot. The reason why Nova's on the list is quite simply because when I've wanted to make a video on when I've wanted to make a video on her in the past, she's not had a negative. And that might seem okay immediately, let's make a video, but usually, as you guys will see when I do like the intro to Warframe, I always have the pros and cons, and I always like to have some negative to playing a Warframe. With Nova though, I can't necessarily find a negative, and when I've been in other people's Twitch streams, I've even asked, like, can you find a negative for playing Nova? And a lot of people have been like, there isn't really one. So yeah, let's go over her abilities then. As Nova's the type of Warframe that I do say has pretty much everything, and depending on how you build her, literally can have everything. So first of all, we have a damage reduction in the form of Null Star. Now, each of these charges, as you can see, there's a little 18 at the bottom. Each of those charges gives me an extra 5% damage reduction. Meaning, currently, with 18 charges, I have a full 90% damage reduction. If I was to pick any downside with Nova, and this is the most minuscule thing, is Null Star can't be recast while it's out. And when you go near an enemy, you lose charges as the Null Star particles go out to attack enemies. And if you look now, I can't recast it, so I'd have to wait until all those charges go down until I can recast again. But that is such a minuscule thing, it really doesn't even matter. Nova's second ability, and basically the ability that made me want to start playing Nova in the first place. Antimatter drop. So when you cast it, it will create this ball of antimatter that will go to a surface, and when it hits the surface, it will explode and damage nearby enemies. This ability can be controlled wherever you are aiming. Now, with Antimatter Drop, it actually gathers any damage you give to it up to a certain point, and when it's got its cap, it moves faster. So these level 100s give these guys a few charges here. And one more should do it. This'll do it, right, you ready? And nuke the place. Yeah, that gets very useful very fast. And it can be made even more powerful with something I'm going to show in a moment. Nova's third ability, Wormhole. Exactly what you think it is. It's a portal that Nova can go through. Not only can Nova go through the portal, other things can go through it. So let's aim at this portal and cast an antimatter drop. Go through the portal. And you can create an interesting effect with this if you want. Cast Wormhole. Go to the other side of the wormhole. And cast antimatter drop. And if you want even... It's a bit hard to see what's happening, but basically just get it to endlessly loop. And you can keep doing this until your portal goes. Nova's fourth ability, Molecular Prime. Got all the enemies here. When you cast it, slows enemies down, but not only that, they're now primed, meaning once they die they explode, which looks cool anyway. But if an enemy is primed, your damage from antimatter drop increases. So before it took like 6 shots to kill these guys with it, now about 4 shots. Yeah. So earlier on you'd have heard me mention that Nova can be useful if you build a different way. First of all, let's go over the build I have for Nova and what I use. So with Nova I use the Corinth Prime, the Axtiletto Primes and the Guandao. And this is the build. So corrosive projection to reduce armor so enemies die a lot quicker, coaction drift just to help with that, umbral intensifying vitality for the extra health and ability strength, prime flow and prime continuity for your energy and duration, and then just more duration and efficiency really. But let's go to another configuration. This is the Alt Speed Nova. Similar weapons, just different look, and one other thing. As this time, when I cast this, you'll notice the enemies do something else. They speed up quite a bit. Now why is it useful to have enemies speeding up? Well, if you're in a defense mission and wanting to level, that can be a good thing. Another thing could be, I don't know, a survival. Yeah. Now, the build I've got this time round is literally built for negative power strength. So we have power donation, which immediately reduces your power strength. It also increases other people's ability strength, meaning taking this to a defense mission can help in other ways. Coaction drift just to really help with that. This time it's umbral fiber and umbral vitality, so you still got the health, but this time you're getting extra armor and not having as much ability strength, and also having overextended to further reduce your ability strength. And yeah, let's get into number 4. The number 4 pick on this list is one that was actually on the last time I did one of these lists. So we're going to go over her quite quick, but number 4 is Octavia. So here is Octavia. Now, Octavia's abilities all work a little bit different to other frames, as her abilities are all based on a song. And this is a song you make yourself. Press the wrong button there. If you go into the appearance, you can then open up the Manda chord. This is the song I use for Octavia, by the way. As you can see, it's a pretty basic, like, min-maxed song. So, her abilities are made up of 3 separate parts of your song. That being the percussion, which is your mallet ability, the bass, which is your resonator ability, and the melody, which is your metronome ability. When all 3 come together, you pretty much make a symphony of destruction. So let's get into exactly what these abilities do. And for this, I'm going to quickly turn on invincibility and unpause the AI. So Octavia's first ability then, mallet. Any damage that's actually done to mallet, or done inside mallet's circle, is stored, and every drum beat is dealt back out. And this is actually really interesting because you can place mallet on some choke points, and as enemies are like trying to come through, it just gets more and more powerful. The one thing I love about mallet is it scales. Like, there's no limit to how much damage this thing can output. Here we go, guys, coming into my mallet now, and ooh, nearly dead. This guy here. Yeah, anyway, I think you get the idea. Octavia's second ability, Resonator, creates this little ball. And this is a melody that enemies will ignore whatever they were going after originally, and instead will go after the ball. So if I run over here and up here a sec, as you can see, the enemies are now going after Resonator. I could come down here, and they've mostly stopped shooting at me. In defense objectives, this is good. But what's really interesting about this ability is when it's combined with your first ability. You see, when Resonator and Mallet are cast together, Resonate will seek out and pick up Mallet. Or it should do that. Anyway, when it picks it up, it now creates this just ball of destruction that really seems to do a number on enemies. Octavia's third ability is basically an entire buff. So this is the Medley Python. And basically, whatever you do in time with these rings determines certain buffs you get. So if you jump enough times on the beat, you get a speed boost. shooting in time with the beat. There we go. Gives you a multi-shot. Meleeing in time. This one's a little harder to get to happen because of the weapon I've got, but there we go. Meleeing will give you a damage increase for... I don't know if it's full damage increase or just melee, but basically you get a damage increase. And finally, crouching in time. Oh. Crouching in time turns Octavia invisible. So if you're doing the basic, you know, like slide and jump movement thing, you actually become quite fast and invisible. It's just a nice thing to mess around with. Octavia's ultimate ability, Amp, basically picks up on any sound. So if you see me shoot. So, and any noise done inside Amp increases any damage output to anything, well, inside Amp. And seeing as all of Octavia's abilities make noise, it's going to increase damage significantly. So, if we use all 4 of Octavia's abilities together, I'm not kidding when I say this is a symphony of destruction. So quickly go invisible, and then and this is only going to be made so much better if Octavia Prime is going to be the next Prime Warframe. So this is the build I use for Octavia. Corrosive projection to reduce armor, further adding on to that effect. Then efficiency, duration, not range. Strength, more strength, duration and energy, and then more duration and a bit of range. You will notice there's no like health mods, and that's honestly because Octavia doesn't really need them. If you're going to be spending most of your time invisible or all your time invisible so the enemies can't shoot you, yeah, you don't really need to have any extra health. But anyway, let's get on with our number 3 pick. We have our number 3 pick. When we land in, we have Titania. So very quick reason why I like Titania, as her first, second and third abilities don't really do anything. In fact, I changed her first ability and put Raw onto it, but it all really goes around her fourth ability. As these are level 175 corrupted heavy gunners, and Titania shreds through them. I made a quick video the first time I had a go with this, literally called Dex Pixia Prime, aka Rip the Enemies to Shreds Prime, and it still stands true to this day. But what made me really appreciate Titania was one mod. The mod is Preparation, which is when you spawn into a mission, and you'll see actually here, you start with full energy. Meaning, the moment I'm in a mission, I can go into my Razor Wing and stay in this for pretty much the entire mission. If I want to add more damage, I can go Raw, which again is what I added. I was tempted to do Mirage's Eclipse, but Raw just seems to be more fun for me. So, here we go. We have Steel Charge, Preparation. We have all 3 Umbral mods, and disclaimer, you will need to put an Umbral Former into Titania if you do want to run all 3 of these mods. Other than that though, don't feel it's too necessary. Efficiency Hunter's Adrenaline, and then Energy, Duration, Health. Probably put a bit more efficiency in if you really want, but yeah, that's just the build I have right now, and this may get changed in the future. The main centerpiece is her Dex Pixia. Having Hornets, basically this is a full-on build similar to what I have on my Stilettos, which is having your elemental combo here, and then Pistol Gambit, Target Cracker for your extra crit stuff, multi-shot, fire rate, multi-shot, damage, yeah. But if this is just like a pretty basic build, is there another reason I put Titania on this list? Well, yes, as Titania is another frame that I've got an alternate build for. Turns out she's a pretty good Eidolon Hunter, and you'll find out that the build is pretty much the same what we had there. So we go in, you'll find out we've got the exact same build. The only thing we've got different this time is her Dex Pixia, and the only change we've made is instead of doing corrosive damage, she does radiation damage, which is what the Eidolons are weak to. And because this time we can use Prime Heated Charge, it actually does a little bit more damage anyway. But yeah, Titania is our number 3 slot. Let's go into number 2 then, shall we? Number 2 spot. We have Hildren. So we have Hildren here, number 2 spot. Now I've already done an entire like Warframe profile on Hildren, and to be honest my build hasn't even changed since then. She's just an extremely good Warframe. If I quickly bring some dudes in. So we'll go over stuff really quickly. Her one is a Balefire Charger, an exalted weapon, and with the augment for Balefire Charger, means you can actually now charge up shields off of enemies. Which, if you haven't figured out, Hildren is a shield-based Warframe. Yeah, Balefire Charger is a really good weapon in general. Especially when you can use it to literally yeet enemies off the map. Sometimes. Let's try this guy. There we go. Yeah, quite fun. Her second ability, Pillage, lets you steal shields and armor from enemies. So to demonstrate this, I have the Lato here. I'm gonna do... we'll choose this guy. It's a bully. And that kind of damage. Quickly use Pillage. It's not much of an armor like thing that you take off, but you can clearly see it's doing more damage. So yeah. And yeah, as well as that, its main purpose is to restore shields. Her third ability, quickly going over it again, Haven, means I can go near enemies and damage them slightly, sacrificing my own shields. And I can also give shields to allies and companions. And fourth ability, the big CC, keeping enemies suspended, and the nice combo is Balefire with the augment. Boom. Now, the reason I'm skimming over this quickly is because we've already seen this But what we haven't seen is my updated build for something else. Or have we? You see, I uploaded a video, well, first of all, one showing off the combo, and then another one actually showing it in practice. But before we quickly get to that, here is the build I have for Hildren. Again, nothing's changed with this build. This is the alt tank Hildren, and the simple fact that this Warframe cannot die is why she is here in the number 2 spot. So let's go over the build I have for the alt tank. I know I could probably put formers into this, into the rapid resilience slot, but this is still, yeah. So basically, energy siphon, which is the one mod that means you can't be killed. Shock absorbers. So everything else is to purely combat the very tiny stuff of when she can be killed, which is toxin and magnetic damage. Now, magnetic just means you deplete your shields, or your shields don't really count. So we've got Arcane Nullifier. Bear in mind, her second ability can remove any status effect. But other than that, we have Antitoxin, an adaptation, as well as rapid resilience. So toxin procs don't really even matter, and I'm going to show that in just a moment. Shock absorbers, so if we do get knocked down, we have even more damage resistance, and then all 3 Umbral mods purely for the armor. So to demonstrate this, first of all, I have no mods, and we have a Nox. Now I'm going to go into its toxin cloud and get procced really quickly. This isn't going to kill me, by the way. Nox there. Now toxin cloud, we're going to run through it and see how much health it takes off of me. Puts me down to 187. I know I did pick up a health orb somewhere, but doesn't really matter. Okay, and now let's change to the actual build. So we've got the Nox there again. And now you'll notice that that toxin proc is going to be less deadly and ain't even going to last as long. I lost like 3 health from that. Yeah, like I have tried to go in stuff that will get this Hildren killed, and it just ain't happening. Welcome to the Undying Hildren. Let's go into the frame at number 2, shall we? Here she is, my number 1 ranked Warframe, and to be fair, is this really going to surprise anyone? The fact I've already given a hint by saying she. But yeah, the number 1 ranked Warframe currently for me is Mesa. So we have Mesa, our number 1 Warframe pick. And well, the main reason she's number 1 is because, same as with Nova, she literally can do everything. Oh, there are no downsides to playing her, at least I should say. So, her first ability I have replaced with Raw, as her first ability wasn't anything I really liked. But let's go through her second, third and fourth abilities. So, her second ability, Shatter Shield, basically jams the guns of nearby enemies. And as well as that, increases damage that my own pistols will do. So let's show you the regular damage that these pistols do. Get that. The procs are probably going to kill him. Versus now, let's use Shooting Gallery. and the pistols, even though it's not that much, do extra damage. Mesa's third ability. Let's let these enemies run around and just regularly attack Mesa first. Again, we're going to let them kill me first, so I can do a comparison. Okay, and now let's do that same thing, but with her third ability active. Also, I like to call this rubber armor because literally bullets bounce off of me. So you can already see it's taking a lot longer to kill me this time. I'll just stay down. Mesa's fourth ability. Is this. So Peacemaker allows me access to my regulator pistols. And with those pistols I have built-in aimbot. Basically anything inside that reticle whilst I'm holding down the trigger will be shot at. So let's go into some builds and then let's give you a great example of Mesa, shall we? So this is the build I use for Mesa, first of all. Just quickly skim through it. Mainly focusing on duration and efficiency, but also having your strength in there in the form of the Umbral mods. And that's so that your second and third ability have the better stats, and then the efficiency purely for Peacemaker. Her Peacemaker is mainly thanks to these regulators. So yeah, let's show you something that I think stands my point. But yeah guys, that was my top 5 Warframes of 2021. I hope you have enjoyed the video. If you have, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, as it really does help out the channel. And yeah, I'll see you when I make another Warframe video, which I don't know when that'll be. But yeah, ciao for now guys.